Hello, SquirrelTribe 2.0. Happy Thursday, my dudes. So I was thinking earlier about what it was like when I was a kid versus what it's like for my kid as a kid. When I was a kid, if I wanted to go to the mall, my mom would drop me off, depending on what age I was, I think it was after I was 13, would drop me off at the mall with a quarter, and I could shop with my friends and whatever else with birthday money or chore money or babysitting money or anything. And when I was ready to go or I knew it was close to time, I would go to a payphone, put the quarter in, call her because I memorized her phone number, and tell her what time or where to pick me up, and then I would go be at that spot and she would pick me up. Now, there's no payphones anymore, right? There's barely any indoor malls anymore, it feels like, at least where I live. Every time we go shopping or we go to new places, especially when we're out traveling the country or whatever over the summers, a lot of places now have gone more for the strip mall style shopping or the outdoor shopping areas and less of the closed in malls like from back in my childhood. And the kids now, so they have outdoor shopping. There's no pay phones. Everybody has a cell phone. Now the chore money isn't really chore money. Most kids don't want to do chores, it feels like. But birthday money goes, like they get a ton of birthday money nowadays. It seems like way more than I did as a kid. But I was thinking about how great it was that at 13, 14, 15, I could go into any store I wanted as long as it wasn't an adult store. Y'all know I'm talking about that. Those places couldn't go in those, obviously, or smoke shops or places like that. But you could go into any other store that you wanted to, and it was perfectly fine, at least in the cities that I was in or would visit or whatever else. I was on the computer earlier, and I came across this article about a Target, but it's in the Bronx. So I don't know if that really changes things. It's in the Bronx in New York, where you have to be 18 years old or older to go into this store. Like you have to be 18 unless you are with a parent, you can't go in there. And they're checking IDs to get into this store. Like one, what if you're 18 and don't have a driver's license? I feel like most of them have some sort of ID by now. But if you don't have an ID, you can't go shopping at Target. And they're saying it's because of the high theft and everything else. Like the Bronx Target is like a Walmart because they have everything behind a glass wall. You have to ask for help to get stuff out. They have no self-checkouts. They took all the self-checkouts away because they don't trust the people to use them, I guess. Too much theft, I'm sure. And it made me think of when we were in Denver, we went to, there's this outdoor shopping thingy, and we went to the Target there. Now, you didn't have to show an ID to get in, but they had like extra armed security. It was wicked weird. Like how much, like, I mean, Broski had everything but the canine dog, okay? Which that would have been cool as hell if he had a canine with him. But anyway, so full on security. Everything was still behind glass, whatever. Certain things were, you couldn't buy female razors. You couldn't get certain things that was behind glass. You had to go ask for it. Cough syrup, stuff like that behind glass. They had maybe 2 or 3 things of each thing on the shelf. If it was out, you had to go find somebody to see if they could find more. But that one, there was no cashiers. There was only self-checkout, and there were like 5 or 6 employees standing in the self-checkout, just eagle eye watching every single person that came through to make sure that they checked out and paid for every single thing they had in their basket, whatever else. But I remember being in certain places over the summer, Seattle being one of the absolute worst, but being in certain places over the summer and thinking to myself, I'm glad I don't live here because this place feels sketchy. I would not want to raise my kid here because it felt like anytime you went in someplace, you were either going to get profiled or robbed, which are 2 totally different things, obviously. But some places, because of the amount of security they had, it felt like you were being looked at like you were going to do something wrong the second you walked in, no matter who you were. Other places, it felt like while you were in there that people were eyeing you up and down. Maybe it was loss prevention, but sometimes it felt like you were about to get shanked in the back corner of this Target, or they were going to rob you as you were walking out and you had to like really hold on to your bags. I remember I would put the kid between the man and myself in certain places and be like, we're walking single file duck style. Like, you know how families of ducks, they just waddle in one thing. So I'd be like, kid behind dad, hold the back of his jacket. I'm behind you. I'm holding on to you. It's not like we were in a throng of people and had to like stay together, but it felt like a safety in numbers kind of thing in certain cities. It was just very, very weird. So when I saw this thing that says Target, it literally, I'm not making this up, just so you know, I'm not pulling this thing out my butt. Like, I was going to say that's what she said, but that's gross. So look, literally right there, y'all sitting right there. You see that? All guests under the age of 18 must be accompanied by an adult at this Target store. That is just crazy to me. But then I started thinking about it. It's like, we see all kinds of crazy stuff happening in the news. Like there was like somebody in New York stabbed like 5 people. Somebody in Texas stabbed some people. Atlanta had some stabbing. Then you had the guy who just went and killed somebody in Las Vegas at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, shot him or whatever else. It kind of feels like people are losing their ever-loving minds. But because of all of the theft, and then because like it feels like the youth of today, not all of them are good people, and that sounds wrong, I know, but not all of them are good people. I feel like you're gonna see this whole, if you're under 18, you're not coming in here, way more. Because when you see those videos of people looting where they go in and they just grab armfuls of stuff off of a counter and run, Victoria's Secret, Nike, other Foot Lockers and places like that, Gucci, like really expensive places, they just grab armfuls and run. Most of the time when they catch these people, they're not over 21. They're idiots. They're young, dumb kids who are just doing stupid shit, trying to get viral or trying to take the stuff and then turn around and resell it, which is also probably why I went to go take some stuff to Plato's Closet. I spent like an hour in the garage earlier going through bins that we have not gone through since we moved here because I was trying to find my knee-high brown boots that I love to wear in the winter. Still didn't find them. We got too much crap out there. But I was going through some of these bins and there's a lot of clothes and I'm like, okay, well, I haven't needed these yet, so I'll take these to Plato's Closet to see what I can sell first, make some money, and then go donate the rest to either a church or a shelter or something like that. Not Goodwill. So I was doing that and I came across probably like 4 or 5 different shirts that I had bought a long time ago because they were on sale. And my brain was like, lose 5 pounds, you can wear these, they'll look great. Well, that didn't work out as intended. Instead of losing 5, I put on like 35. I was like, go big or go home instead of whatever. Y'all know I'm going with that. So I remember though, I have to literally take the tags off of them in order to take them to Plato's Closet to sell them, because at Plato's Closet, if you take them anything that still has a tag attached to it, like a sales tag, they look at it as it's possible theft and they will not buy it from you. Because if you still have a tag on something, they're thinking you swiped it to turn around and try to sell it for money. So I always wonder on eBay, how do you know if what you're buying is something like somebody purchased and then decided to sell, or if they like stole it? I've always been curious about that with eBay. I personally have never bought a single thing on eBay just because I don't trust how it got onto eBay. Same thing with, I've never bought anything off Etsy. Although I like Etsy because it gives people like you and I the chance to have like a small business and be able to work it from home by like online, like Etsy and Printify and things like that. But with eBay, it weirds me out for some reason because I always think, but did you buy that or did you steal that? And I don't know if that's because I guess I'm cynical or non-trusting. I don't really know what to call it, but it's just crazy to me that out of all the stores, Target is like that. But when we went to Target in Denver, as soon as I saw this, my brain was like, yeah, no, I can see it, because that was the sketchiest Target I've ever been in my entire life. Like, I've never wanted to get out of a Target so bad as I did in the one in Denver. I was like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this again. It was very, very weird. So I'm just going to read this to you so you guys can hear what it says, because I just like condensed everything. But it says here, first, this is on Daily Dot, okay? It says, first, you got to be 18 or older to enter. Shopper discovers Target checking customer receipts when leaving the store. Also, they done closed the checkout is what it says. Now, shopping in person is becoming an increasingly unpleasant experience, say many consumers on TikTok, right? Users on the platform. Also, side note, I have noticed that everything I read lately is referencing TikTok. ¿Por qué? Why? Who's paying you? Is TikTok paying you to put TikTok in all of your articles? Everybody and their mama? Like literally New York Times, Washington Post, The Sun, USA Today, Daily Dot, Daily Mail, Epoch Times. Everything is TikTok. Epic or Epoch? I never know how to say that. Everything has a TikTok reference to it. Are they taking over the world? But anyway, users on the platform have complained about everything from items being locked behind glass to full sections of stores beyond closed off to a lack of employees and so much more. Where am I? Now, a user on TikTok has sparked discussion after claiming that one Target location is suffering from much of the above. In a video with over 578,000 views, and then it says a TikTok user, blah, 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 talking about the Target in Bronx, New York. First, you got to be 18 or older to enter the store unless you're an adult, which if you're 18, you're an adult at that point, and they're checking IDs. She notes at the beginning of the video, the issues don't stop there. While many stores are pushing shoppers towards self-checkout, this location has stopped entirely. They don't close the self-checkout, the TikTok says, like completely close it off. The makeup section presents its own problems. You have to purchase makeup in the makeup section, the TikToker explained, and you have the whole thing railed off so you can't even sneak out. I think that's the point, ma'am. They then reveal that Target is checking the receipts of all patrons as they exit the store, pulling a page out of Walmart's book there. Then after you purchase with a representative or whatever, they still have to check your receipt at the door to take the security locks off, she concludes, showing someone in a neon outfit near the checkout. Like, what? Even with the growing trend of heightened security in stores, users expressed surprise at just how intense the security at this location was. Are you in Gotham City? Joked a user. Target said, y'all gonna stop playing with them, added another user. And then it says, actual opinions about these in-store elements are divided. Some were in favor of the additions or at the very least claim to understand the motivation behind them. Good for them. These losers running wild and stealing, said a commenter. That Target has 3 cops. It's so bad. Parents need to control their children and the adults. As someone who used to work in Targets, it's about damn time, offered someone else. The amount of times little as kids steal and destroy stuff is crazy. However, others countered that they were against such measures. Somebody said, I disagree with this. Teenagers deserve third spaces. I don't know what that means. This is messed up. Punishing all kids is crazy. 18 to shop is crazy, stated a further TikToker. What if the kid wants a snack or a young girl needs pads, which is exactly what I was thinking. The Daily Dot reached out to Target via email and the TikTok via Instagram direct message. And I'm guessing got no reply because there's nothing else on the article. Now, as I said, I can understand why a company would want to do that so that they can keep their store from getting ransacked and they can keep the losses down and things like that. But is it ageism at that point, just like a completely reversed? Normally we talk ageism with the way they're treating older generations, but is it ageism for younger kids? Because basically what that story is saying is that they don't trust anybody under 18, that anybody under 18 is bad and anybody under 18 will steal and anybody under 18 may loot or whatever else. I trust my 14-year-old to go into any store and not be a dumbass and not steal anything and not make a mess and not wreak havoc or whatever else. So it's like a weird line. You want to say, I understand for the store, but as a parent, you want to be like, it's not fair to punish my kid because, you know, other kids have done something stupid. How many adults out there are dumber than kids? Plenty of them. That's why there's a jail for adults too, like not just juvenile, there's adult jail and there's way more people there. So to me, it's crazy that this Target has implemented what it did. But at the same time or token, would you rather them just completely close down and then you don't have the option of shopping? But to have 3 cops is a lot. However, to do the security things at the door makes way more sense because right now, if you go to Target, in a lot of places have those sensors on their electronics, on the clothes, on bras, on shoes. They have them on sunglasses sometimes, depending. And you have to go through a register in order to get the stuff taken off, whatever it is that you're buying that has a sensor on it. Because a lot of times if you're stealing it, you're not going to get the sensor off. You go out the door and go beep, 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 and then you run and then they chase you and then bad things happen, right? Well, so instead of them even taking it off when you pay for it, you then have to make it to the door where the 3 cops are standing, show them your receipt, then give them the item and have them take the sensor off and then you can leave. That sounds like a really backed up line just to leave the store after you've already stood in line to make your purchase. I just thought of that. I don't want to go to the Bronx Target. Plain and simple. If you guys live in Bronx, anybody that lives in the Bronx and could go to that Target and just like let me know how that one is looking and how it's all set up, I would really appreciate that. If not, no harm, no foul. I just wonder how many more places you're going to see like that. And is it because of the location, like the city that it's in, or is it because of the kids in that city, like the people who live there? Which I guess goes hand in hand. The people make up the city. So the city implementing certain things is because of the people in the city. That makes sense. Yeah, I know this is random, but I just thought that was absolutely crazy when I saw it because that'd be like me taking my kid to go shopping and be like, all right, well, you go in there, I'm going to wait out here. And then be like, no, she's not allowed in without an adult. I don't want to go in the store. Why do I got to be punished? Because she wants to go in. I don't want to do that. How are the kids supposed to go buy birthday gifts or Christmas gifts for people if they have to take the parents with them? Like, I feel like at a certain age, there should be a little trust factor given to kids, because you have to teach them how to become adults. And if you don't give them any trust until they are adults, they're not gonna know. It's gonna be like throwing them to the wolves, basically, as opposed to like giving the wolves a leg first, or maybe a toe or an arm. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying. Listen, I love you all very much. Squirrel Tribe 2.0. It is Thursday, my dudes. It's almost the freaking weekend, which would be lovely. It would be so lovely, because this weekend is the Christmas parade, and then they do this thing with the boats in the harbor. They deck them all out in Christmas lights, and it's like absolutely gorgeous. We went last year. It was like 2 hours long. Loved it. All the boats in the harbor with all the Christmas lights everywhere. So, so pretty. But unfortunately, it's been perfect all week, but Saturday and Sunday, it's gonna rain. It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be disgusting. And then Monday, it'll be back to perfectly normal again. Just the weekend, the weather said, you know what? I feel like we should do something to really mess with people. Those 2 days that a lot of people have off from work, let's F it up. Let's make it so that the parade is rained out and the boats, they're boats, they're in the water all the time, so it's fine, but nobody wants to go watch them then. So let's just go ahead and crap on the first weekend or second weekend of December. Lame, just so y'all know. Fingers crossed that the rain holds out and goes away, but I'm not gonna hold my breath on that one. So, Squirrel Tribe 2.0. I love you immensely. I will see you again later, probably tomorrow, definitely Saturday. I'm not gonna have anything else to do because I'll be sitting inside while it rains, I bet. Okay, bye.